Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richie here. Just I figure I make this little video for people that might have an Armada. I know that we are in 2020 and I'm still in 2006, but I love them, and plus I can afford them. So, just in case there's other people like me that have an Armada and they're having issues, obviously these cars are a little bit old, so these models eventually nothing lasts forever, but fortunately you can actually fix them. So, um, with my 2006 Armada here, I bought um, not so long ago. Like I said, honestly, besides the fact that I can afford it, I always loved them since they came out. I actually own a 2006 Nissan Titan, which I actually purchased almost fairly new. It only had 20,000 miles, and I was still in high school, or actually, I was in my first year of college. So, um, anyways, I like everything of it. When the Obviously, when I started thinking about family, the first SUV that came to mind was a Nissan Armada, which actually happened to go to a dealership, just to a window shop, and that was when the first um, model of the newer Nissan Armada came out. I can't remember if it was 2015. Um, I went to go check it out and I loved it, but obviously I couldn't afford it. So, like I said, I have a 2006 Nissan Titan, so pretty much this Armada is the same thing as my truck. And with all the years that I had my truck, I fell in love with transmission and everything. This one's actually a 4x4, nothing special, just a regular Armada SE. But anyways, so I purchased this and I got a good deal on it. Fairly good miles, but it did have some issues. And one of those main issues, was that this rear door wouldn't close. Um, I got it to fixed. All it had was, honestly, I was lucky enough that the motor is still working. It just happened to, I guess the previous owners didn't really use the truck. They had it stored, so that's why it's almost, the outside is almost in perfect condition, and the inside actually. But like I said, since it's an older vehicle, people don't, if you don't use it, obviously, you know um, when you don't use when you don't open the door, you start getting that little squeaky noise. But I guess that was the case on this one with the rear door. It just happens to be that the little um, emergency latch, I believe, was it was stuck. So every time I would close the door, at first the door was closing fine on its own, but reach the when it would reach to where it would close, it would make the noise like it would lock, but the hook wouldn't really latch on. So that's when I took this sucker apart, and I noticed after a good while that um, it just needed some oil. So I just sprayed some WD 40. It worked fine. But then all of a sudden, my door, so when I press it, this is what it does. So it pretty much shows, or it has a little alarm that says that something's obstructing its way. Um, I really didn't know what it was. So what I noticed that a lot of Armada people were having, and I actually saw some videos, but these videos were older videos, so they had their Armadas for So so basically, I'm stuck in the past. Um, they mentioned this right here, that there's a little bolt that goes on, and it just happens to loosen itself out off. And so what I did was that I pulled it off, and yeah, sure enough, it has it is missing. Shoot, I don't know if you can see it, but it goes somewhere right there. Always, right there or so. Is it? Yeah, yeah. So somewhere right there. So the thing is that it's this puppy right here, and the thing is that it came off. So every time it's trying to get off, go down, since it doesn't have that little bolt to put pressure on that plate to stay put. This is what happens. It actually So that's what's causing, the door not to close on its own. So I would, in order to close it, you would have to like literally press the button or on the key fob, whatever, and you would actually have to help the door down. But nobody wants to do that, especially when you're like at the mall, and you have all these other people with their fresh 2020 SUVs parked right next to you, and you're trying to you're loading up whatever you bought, and about to close the door. Next thing you know, that thing doesn't come down, so you have to help it come down. I mean, that's somewhat embarrassing. But thing is that, like I said, I found the problem. Hopefully, whoever's watching this video and needs that help, just skip through the beginning, and I don't know if there's a way where you can just like fast forward to minute 5:40. Now that should be like show you exactly what the hell um, could be the problem of your door not closing. So hopefully this helps somebody. Um, I ain't gonna say subscribe because I hardly post anything, and um, so maybe if you subscribe, yeah, you ain't gonna hear much from me, so you won't be getting all these notifications like other people. But anyways, I hope this helps somebody out, and yeah, see y'all later.